Hey everybody, I'm back for the next part. We are now going to use this sum and difference formulas for cosine to find an identity, or to find an exact value actually. So we're going to find the exact value of cosine of pi over 12. Now pi over 12 isn't one of the angles on my unit circle. However, pi over 12 can be written as pi over 3 minus pi over 4. Now how did we get that? Well, pi over 3 can be written as 4 pi over 12, and pi over 4 can be written as 3 pi over 12, and when I subtract them, I end up with pi over 12. So that's where that came from. And if I use that difference, I can now use the difference formula and write cosine of pi over 12 as cosine of pi over 3 minus pi over 4. So notice here that it's the pi over 12 that became this. Okay, that's the only thing that changed between the left side and the right side of that equation. But we know that those are the same value. They're not even different. So the equal sign still holds true. And now that we have a difference here inside a cosine, we can use the difference formula for cosine. So cosine of pi over 3 minus pi over 4. In this example, this is my u, and this is my v. This is pi over 3 is my u, and pi over 4 is v. And I'm just going to put pi over 3 and pi over 4 everywhere it belongs in this formula here. And so that's going to give me cosine of pi over 3 cosine of pi over 4 plus sine of pi over 3 sine of pi over 4. So I just used the difference formula for cosine, and I just put all the u's and v's in their right places in the formula. And now I know cosine of pi over 3. Cosine of pi over 3 is on my unit circle. And pi over 3 is the bigger angle, and so that means I'm higher up than I am to the right. So that's my 1/2. And cosine of pi over 2 is, or pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. That's where sine and cosine are the same. And then sine of pi over 3, since I'm higher up than I am to the right, this is my root 3 over 2. And sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. Okay? And so this becomes root 2 over 4 plus root 6 over 4, which I can write as root 2 plus root 6 all over 4. And that's actually my final answer right there. So that is the exact value of cosine of pi over 12. Now, since I used the word exact in the directions here, I have to leave it in terms of root 2 and root 6, because those are exact values. If I put those into my calculator and round them, which I have to do if I want to write a decimal, is I'm automatically rounding, then it's no longer an exact answer. So this is the answer that we're looking for. All right, let's try this again. Same idea. So now we're looking for the exact value of cosine of 2 pi over 3. Now, I understand that 2 pi over 3 is a value that is on my unit circle, and I could just look at my unit circle to find this value. But I think it's important to go through the practice of this exercise here. All right, so we are going to use the fact that 2 pi over 3 can be written as pi over 2 plus pi over 6. And so cosine of 2 pi over 3 can be written as cosine of pi over 2 plus pi over 6. This is my u, this is my v, and the sum formula for cosine. And so this becomes cosine of pi over 2, cosine of pi over 6, minus sine of pi over 2, sine of pi over 6. There we go. And now I know the values of this. Cosine of pi over 2, that's 0. that's 0, then it doesn't really matter what cosine of pi over 6 is, but it is root 3 over 2. And 0 times root 3 over 2 is still 0. And then minus sine of pi over 2 is 1, and sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. And so I just end up with a negative 1/2 value here. So that is the exact value of cosine of 2 pi over 3. Again, this is a problem where you could have just looked at the unit circle. You also could have just used your calculator and it would have spit out negative 0.5, and I think you know how to write that as an exact value, negative 1/2. But it is a good practice to go through. And for any of these problems, as I go through them, it'd be a good idea to maybe, like the second example that I do, pause and try to do it on your own first, and then watch me go through it. And then you can be practicing these as we go through, kind of like we do when we were together in a lecture, but we don't have that luxury anymore. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and we will do the sum formula and difference formula for sine. I'm gonna show you where those come from, and actually I'm gonna show you the basic cofunction identities, where those come from, and then from that we're going to be able to find the sum and difference formulas for sine. All right, I'll see you in the next